Alright, well, I'm back with another drift car. I got my little knockoff unicorn collection here. This one was featured on Discipline RC's channel. Go check him out. Check his review out for this car. He did a really good review on it. I could never top him, so. But this is just to show that I got one. And comparison to the Hyboxing 2188A. This is my first Hyboxing car. I believe this is 18th scale, and the new version is 16th scale, and it's a little better. But this one, I was really impressed with how this car is built for the money. It's you know, 50 bucks, maybe 55 bucks with shipping and all that. But I mean, the shell's a little, you know, it's a little cheap, it's a little flimsy, and Swifter Sweeper, whatever that is. And yeah, it's I mean, it's obviously a little dusty. I've been running, this is my inside runner. Got a little cat fur on it, but I mean, look, it's all hobby grade, you know. The servo's in the place, you know, how a servo should be, with the arm facing up. 5-wire, it kind of stinks, but the only issues I've had with this car so far, it slides around nice with these wheels, but I just added a little stack of pennies there, taped them to the back to help the back end slide out a little better, and it actually does help. And my little light button here, it used to have a little detent in there that would keep the lights on. It comes with these little strip LEDs. I'll kind of show you real quick. And just to compare real quick, the controller that comes with the Hyboxing, it's your typical Hyboxing controller, no vertical stand. I mean, it works, it's, you know. But the one that comes with the $30 little guy, it's smaller. It's actually, you know, it's not a big honking controller. Smaller, it has a vertical stand, foam wheel. It's proportional steering. You got light control, blinkers, 3 speeds, and steering trim. So I mean that's pretty sweet for 30 bucks. But back to the Hyboxing. What else was I gonna say about this? It's so far. I mean, I haven't done really anything to this car like mod wise. It doesn't need it, and you know, I was like really impressed. You have all this adjustment. You can adjust camber, toe, rear toe, and the suspension. I mean, it's, you know, it's a little friction crap shocks, but for an indoor drift car that you're just sliding around, I mean, you don't really need super nice suspension. But the little guy, it's got a USB-C charger, 200, I think it's a 200 mAh battery in there, so it doesn't really last too long. And when I drove this around a little bit, and I'm gonna include some run footage, but I was having some, maybe it was I had 2 crappy batteries in here, so maybe that was causing some issues with the servo. But it seemed like there was like a loose wire in the servo or something. Like I would lose steering a lot and just, you know, do something like that, and it would come back. But I took it apart. It's just these 3 screws and these little plastic pieces come off, and the body lifts right off. But I just kind of wiggled the wires around and just, you know, made sure they were in firm, and it hasn't given me any issue after that. The only thing I noticed is when you run this, if you run it hard, like for more than 20-30 seconds or something, it'll stop. It has some kind of overheat protection or something in it, so the throttle will cut out for about 10 seconds or so, and then it'll come back. So I'll show some run footage here real quick. I'll do the Hyboxing first, and then the little guy. And it also comes with these cones, which are really cool. I don't have any cones, so now I have some cones. But as you can see, the scale to this car, they're a little big for that. But for the Hyboxing, they're actually pretty good scale. You see next to the wheel there. Yep. So, oh, and it comes with these little street tires, little rubber tires, but I won't be able to use those because one of them, you can see there's 3 in there. One of them, I was like, what's that rubber band for? I guess it was just a bad casting or something, but this one just came out as like a rubber band looking thing, so that's alright. It runs fine with the drift tires. A little hard to control. Oop. Not exactly precise, but it's a fun little indoor drifter. Does donuts really nice. See if I can get some consistent donuts going here. There we go. And you can steer the car. See, I can move it around while I'm doing donuts. Feather the throttle and kind of play with the steering. Pretty cool. But trying to go around those cones, I'm not very, not the best driver, but I mean it's 4-wheel drive, so it's not like a precise drifter. I'll have to break out my little Trueno, a little 2-wheel drive, and show that in a future video. But okay, baby. Yeah, it's a good looking little car. Not bad for 50 bucks. And here's the little lights. It's pretty bright. I mean, when the lights are all on and everything, you know, it's kind of hard to show how it would look, how it's supposed to look. Yeah, I don't know. That's alright. I might mess with it one day. I've seen other guys put little lights here. I've got a little 3mm light kit laying around, but yeah, it's gonna take some soldering and stuff like that. So, all right, next up. All right, so now I got all the cones. I think I'm missing one cone. My little girl over there, she was playing with them and chucked one somewhere, and she just got a pin. One of the pins earlier. You heard that tick tick ding ding. When I was talking about the high boxing, that was her doing her thing, doing her cat thing, but. I think I'm down to 7 cones now. That's fine. Turn this gun. Yeah, this thing, the other car, that was more for me. Look at this, the modulation. Drives nice and slow if you want it to. You can just cruise around. Whips around nice. And it looks nice too. Look at the detail on this thing. It's got all the vents, all the door handles, splitter. Kind of hard to see on camera, but grill looks nice. It sits nice. I mean, it's like a really nice Hot Wheels that actually works. And the way that they built this is actually really ingenious. The light, it's a big board. Like the whole thing's a board. And just have the LEDs on the end of the board and everything plugged in, and this little tiny micro servo for the steering. Very cool for $30. See if he's into it. They're not into it. They're watching it, but they're not into it right now. When I first took it out, they were kind of like pawing at it and chasing after it. So I lost throttle there. I don't know what happened. And it's back. Weird. Yeah, the wiring's a little finicky, I think, but I mean, what do you expect? Overall, I'm very happy. I could take this to work, play with it on my break, because, like I said, the controller is like, I mean, it's decent size, but it's smaller than, it's not a full size controller though, so you can stick that in a bag, backpack, or whatever. Do some donuts. Not very precise donuts. Slides alright. There's no gyro in this, that's why. I mean, you don't expect a gyro, something this small, but not bad once you practice a little bit. And like Uncle Discipline said, the second power setting, probably the best. Third one's a little, let me see. That's top speed. It's actually pretty quick for a little car too. See if I can get it. Not even full throttle. Not very controllable with the plastic wheels on it, but yep, this is the cutout. I don't know what's up with that. Hit reverse and then it comes back. Yeah, we had the decent slides there. Taking out all the cones. Taking out the scratch posts. Yeah, very cool little car. Alright, one more clip here. I'm going to try to drift around this stack of cones here and see if I can do it properly. No, it's not precise. It's a little four-wheel drive with no gyro. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna break out the Torino just to show you. Alright, so an actual mini drift car, the Torino, it's good. Oh, and I also found these screwdrivers that come with the cars. I believe this one came with the Torino. These work best for these little tiny screws, like if you have the screws for the battery cover, screws for this remote. I just took out and I used the little foam grip to hold the cover on, and I ripped the top part. It's like comes in three. It's one thing, but it looks like three sections. I ripped the top part, so I just cut it off at that section there. But it works nice. It feels good in the hand. It's small, and it comes with a little foam wheel as well. And this one I think was like 40 bucks, 41 bucks on Ali. All those cars came off of AliExpress, so I highly recommend them. It's not a scam site. There's obviously probably some shady dealers on there, but you can kind of sift through that, go through the reviews. I just go with the ones that are, have a lot of feedback reviews or whatever. So I had really good luck with them so far. And like I said, the little car, it came like in a week. It was actually, I think, a week early. So yeah, look at that steering angle. I haven't driven this car in a while, so I gotta see when you first turn this on. It has like a default setting, and I don't remember. Put the gyro here. That's 100%. No, that's 100. That's like 10 or 20. I think that's the best setting. 75, 100. Yeah, that's the low setting. So like the second one from the lowest setting is the best. You got speed. And lights. Yeah, this car you can be precise. I mean, it's a little jerky, but look at that. Better gyro, you can balance that out, but I'm not the best drifter, but I mean, you can see you have a lot more control and precision with the two-wheel drive with that massive steering angle. Cut right around. Try not to hit the cones. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the Torino. Love this little car. There's three now, but that one and the Mustang. The Mustang, as you can see, is good for like power sliding, long slides. But this one's like the precise, drifter car. But yeah, pretty happy with them. And the little baby approves. She's just watching from her little box fort there. And yeah, they're fun little cars. Good for a rainy day. You don't have to spend a fortune to have fun in this hobby. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.